So did y'all catch that? There was a baseball game last night. The Los Angeles Dodgers are world champions. Congrats on the hunk of metal. Meaning, of course, the Tampa Bay Rays lost. And as a Rays fan, I've become accustomed to these things. Disappointment, loneliness, and blue balls. Now, is there a reason? Can we decipher a particular factor in the blue ball of this 2020 season? Oh, I think I can. I think there's one man behind that, and just wait until we get to 30 seconds. Just about. You fucking loser, Kevin Cash. A whole stable of guys, huh? Hey, I'm starting to wonder, are you mentally stable? At 98 IQ, the hell with 98 mile an hour. Get that shit out of here. I think Kevin Cash is a great manager, a great baseball mind. Am I just getting heated over this one decision? Of course I am. And of course you guys know what that decision is. Of course that is taking up Blake Snell, which we're going to dive balls deep into that. But like I said, Kevin Cash is a great baseball mind. There just becomes a point where meta managing is too goddamn much. You saw the same thing with Joe Madden, who again, a great baseball mind. But again, it doesn't always work out. He got 2 World Series, one with the Cubs, obviously won, and of course one with the Rays. If it works, fucking great. You're gonna look like Charles Xavier, but if it doesn't, you're gonna look like a hamster turning the wheel of your brain, and that is one mighty fat hamster, because they can't catch up anymore, and it just doesn't work. So let's do our best and give it a gander and break this bad boy down. So, of course, Blake Snell threw a gem, pitching phenomenally in the game last night. Ended up giving 2 hits on the night, 9 strikeouts through 5 1/3, only throwing 73 pitches. That's lower than what Snell usually throws, but maybe it's because he got yanked a little too soon. So let's look at this. So he gives up a hit to Austin Barnes. Lord knows how he makes contact. Lord knows how he gets a hit. Austin Barnes, not necessarily the most prolific offensive mind in the game, but regardless, he gets on base. He gets a hit, and out comes Kevin Cash trotting from the dugout, gonna wield in Nick Anderson. So let's look. Mookie Betts is the following batter. Of course, we know what happens. He doubles on Nick Anderson, but was this the right decision, or did Kevin Cash just try to look a little bit too smart for his stout little stumpy leg frame? Yep. Sure enough, Mookie Betts at 200 against lefties through 55 at-bats and 64 plate appearances. That's the regular season. But Gomes, did he hit it the postseason? You're sure not sure. He fucking didn't. Okay, that's the point. He hit 208, again, with, 1 home run and 2 extra base hits. Regardless, you like the matchup against lefties. The thought process, the only thing I can think of why this happened is because Snell is known to start giving up more hits as this night goes on. Wouldn't you know? Is that not basically about every fucking pitcher in the league? The majority of them, at least. So you take him out, you bring in Nick Anderson, great reliever. Top 3, top 5 reliever in baseball. I don't hate that necessarily. I just hate that you're taking out Blake Snell, having such a good night, and we'll see his teammates had the same thought process as well, which we'll look at in a second. And of course, following him is Corey Seager, which you got to pitch to Mookie Betts first and see what happens. But Corey Seager, even him, that's a better matchup. He hit horrendously against lefties to start, but really went nuts to butts towards the I was going to say second half. Last month, I don't know. The season was short. You get the picture. And even in the playoffs, Corey Seager, 100 point less on base percentage, more strikeout per capita against lefties. You still like the matchup going to lefty. And not to mention, Blake Snell, give this tweet a look. The Dodgers have put 6 balls in play in 5 innings against Snell so far, with an average exit velo of 80.8 miles per hour. Doesn't exactly seem good. Seems like Snell's doing a phenomenal job of limiting balls being actually hit into play. He's getting a lot of strikeouts, of course, with 9. And the ball's not being hit too hard. And, of course, it's not falling. 1 hit at that point through 5 innings against a very good offense. But 1 hit by Austin Barnes is enough for Kevin Cash to say, you know what? even though there's only one more game to go after this one, regardless, even if we were to win the World Series, in Blake Snell, there's not a chance in fuck he's gonna pitch tomorrow night. Even if there is a tomorrow night, I'm gonna make goddamn sure there is not a tomorrow night, and we're going to pull him. And of course, you guys know what happens the rest of the way. Mookie Betts, who, by the way, did strike out 2 times against Blake Snell. Kevin Cash also said he didn't want Snell and Betts to match up a 3rd time. How long have you been the manager of this team, Kevin? Did you forget the fact that they played in the same fucking division for about 3-4 years when Mookie was with the Red Sox? And did that blank from your mind that he knows what Snell looks like? It's not that he developed a 9th pitch. He's the same guy that he has been the year before that, ever since his rookie year, his bug-eyed rookie year, which he's still bug-eyed, but regardless, I don't get the fucking thought process. And of course, like I said, when it gets to the 6th inning, it all deteriorates from there. Mookie Betts doubles, as we said. Corey Seager's gonna get on, Justin Turner, and yeah. You know, that's all she wrote. Mookie Betts hit a home run later on that night, which was just padding because the Rays could not score a damn run. And even if not, to build a bit further, Kevin Kiermaier on Snell's hook after 5 1/3 shutout innings. I don't care what the numbers say. That was Blake's game. Must have been the best I've seen him. That was incredible. Good insight, Kevin. But actually, you're right, but also wrong in a sense, because the numbers would, again, say, based on matchup rating, that he's going to be a better option against Mookie Betts than Nick Anderson would, or rather any right-hander for that matter. I just don't get it. I really don't. And this is not even a hindsight 2020 kind of thing. Because people immediately, before Nick Anderson could have struck out the next 20 batters, it wouldn't have mattered. Because people, it was still a shitstorm on Twitter. Everybody is voicing their opinion that this is not the right decision before we even saw what Nick Anderson, what Mookie Betts was going to do. People already thought, it sure seems weird to take out the former Cy Young Award winner, which, does that have any merit? Yes, it does, in my opinion. And also the guy who's been fucking dominating, who struck out Mookie Betts twice, who's kept the entire heart of the lineup at bay for the Dodgers throughout the last 5 1/3 innings. But at the end of the day, it's not all on managerial calls. Can Kevin Cash swing the bat? Seriously, can he? Because I swear to Christ, if I have to fucking witness another Willie Adames, another Joey Wendell, another Brandon Lau at bat, Steve Irwin and I are going to have something in common. We will both have been killed by the hands of a Ray. I just can't live to see it. I don't understand why these players are still getting the calls. Adames, I get it. You don't really have any other shortstops to go to, but Joey Wendell has been so bad. He's a good defender. Okay. Why not Mike Brasso in some at-bats? He only had 6 at-bats through this, which is kind of weird considering Kershaw got 2 starts. We saw a good amount of Julio Urias last night, who is a left-hander. And Mike Brasso, wouldn't you know it, he's actually a very good hitter against lefties. Hit .333 and 42 at-bats with 9 extra base hits, slugging .738. But God knows, let's go with Joey Wendell in these at-bats, who is hitting 150. 150. That string bean weighs more than what he was batting, and that's saying a whole deal. Throughout 60 some at bats in the postseason, the offense was just putrid. And I'll tell you what, you know, if we could get on base, just look at some of these, man. It's annoying. It makes me pissed off. 105, 118, 143, 160, 188. These aren't guys who got 1 or 2 at bats either. These were starters, people that played a good amount. How in the hell do you manage Kevin Kiermaier to be the 3rd best hitter in a World Series? How? How is that possible? Step the fuck up. We would have won if we could get on base. A guy like Randy Arozarena, Kevin Kiermaier hit 2 home runs. Guess what? We hit home runs. I think we set a record for most home runs in the postseason. But they were all solo shots. And one other thing I want to bring up is the fact that Tyler Glasnow, another guy like Snell who doesn't typically pitch too long into games, you gave him 102 pitches. Opposed to 73 for Snell when Snell's having a far superior game. Where's the same stuff? Where's the same chutzpah? The same gonads to have the faith in your starter to actually pitch through a game and give time for your offense to score some runs. When we saw Tyler Glasnow, that was in Game 5, the previous one, which you guys lost, by the way, putting you on the brink of losing the World Series. You let him go. You had a real long chain, a real long leash, but you cut that bitch in 3/4 when it came to Blake Snell. I don't know, man. It took 10 years for the Rays to make their first World Series, then to have a winning season, mind you. And it took 12 more years to get here to our second World Series loss. So rest assured, 14 years from now, in 2034, third time's the charm, the Rays are going to be victorious. They're going to stand triumphant, so watch the fuck out. I'll be a middle-aged father by that point. So maybe I'll get a #1 dad Rays jersey on the back. The World Series patch. But until then, guess I'm gonna have to be stuck with finding my World Series runner-ups merchandise.